we celebrate our wonderful Virtual Justice Project with our expansion launch. Have to give a big shout out, of course, to those that are captaining the ship, Greg Clinton, who is the Director of IT, and Pamela Glean, who is the Director of the Virtual Justice Project. And we'll have an opportunity to hear from them in greater detail at the end of the program.
We are showcasing once again what we believe is the crown jewel of this law school, our experiential and clinical legal education program. We have expanded our reach for what we could do in live client representation through the Virtual Justice Project. Now, this takes vision. So I'd like to think that one night Dr. Shepard came to Pam Glean and Greg Clinton, and he said, you know, it's okay that you can represent clients that can show up in person, but what about the rest of the residents of North Carolina? They need to understand their legal rights, and they need some representation also.
The project provides pre-law courses and legal information sessions with modern 21st century state-of-the-art technology and video conferencing to deliver information and knowledge.
We knew to really do a good job with home foreclosures in the state, we needed a network of smart partners. And that brings us to all of you. That brings us to North Carolina Central University and the Law Clinic. You are one of the recipients of the settlement agreement money, as well as Legal Aid of North Carolina and that school down the road, and about 40 housing counseling organizations. And so we have relied on this team of smart partners to help us save homes all across the state. You've been a part of that, a big part of that. And my purpose tonight is to thank you for what you do. Every time we save a home from foreclosure or ensure some kind of better outcome, we make an important contribution to the lives of the people who live there. We benefit the neighborhood, we benefit the city, we benefit our state, and we benefit our great country.
They came to me or they called and asked if I would come over and take a look at this innovative process that you have going here. And quite frankly, by virtue of our name, rural development, we're mandated by Congress to operate in the rural areas. So I thought, what a stretch, but I'll go and listen. And I'm simply telling you guys this because you need to know how hard that Greg and Ms. Glean here work. And then you can see here, and I tallied this just sitting there, about $3.7 million of grant dollars. $3.7 million, that's no small feat. I want to tell you real quick why this was hard to do. Because for years we've been doing broadband and distance learning and telemedicine. Well, here Greg come talking about tele-law. And I'm like, we don't have that program. But he convinced me.
So thank you all for coming out. We're glad to see you all and glad to be here for this event. I was sitting at the table thinking about how I met my wife. I met her once at a party, and she came up to me and she said, what do you plan to do with your life? And I said, well, I'm a visionary. I see things that are not there. I'm a business major. She said, I'm a psychology major, and people who do that, we call them crazy. So I do see things that are possible. And it was great to have some concepts that we developed in 2009. And I went to Pam to ask if she could see what I saw. Because Pam is always, when I first started working here, the first day I met Pam said, let me make sure you understand something, Greg, that all your work is about what you can do for me. So we've bonded over the years and we've worked well together.
We received our first grant, the BTOP, from the Department of Commerce, the United States Department of Commerce Broadband Technology Opportunity Program. And in June of 2011, we had an unveiling ceremony. And at that unveiling ceremony, I said that this technology that many of you saw throughout the law school, with it would come the unveiling of possibilities, of more efficient delivery of legal services, for reaching many of those who were socially, economically, and physically unreachable, and the unveiling of possibilities to reach more future lawyers through our classes, to prepare and train them to become sensitive to the needs of underserved communities.
You're supposed to clap.